Hi, Soul Family. We're having a rain day in California. I love the rain. California girl loves the rain. I was trying to decide what I should do with my hair to get it out of my way. It's gonna bug. Okay. I was looking out this morning and, well, first of all, I got to sleep in, which is really awesome and I really needed it. And I'm not a morning girl anyway because I'm up super late, but I make myself get up and get going on things. And I knew it was gonna rain. Oh, a rainbow, a rainbow. Hold on, we gotta see it. Yay, I've been out here so many times. Ooh, look it right there. Look it. How far did we see? How far do we see it go? Ooh, pay attention, pay attention. Oh, look. Yay, I'm glad we caught it. That's so fun. Where are you going? Rainbow, where you going to? What is that song? I have to think about that. So the colors. Purple, blue, turquoise, green, yellow, orange, pink. I can see all of them. Isn't that fun? It's brought the little grebes out on the lake. A couple of them, little white ones. I don't know if you guys can see them. Oops. Hello. I love my wind chimes. Okay. This is my deck. Protection. Oh, it's getting brighter. Isn't that fun? Ooh, yay. Okay, we had to do that. So I allowed myself to sleep in this morning with my two babies. That one and this one. Liger sleeps in the other room. He's, woo, I'm slipping on my slippers. He sleeps in a man cave. He's an old man. And he doesn't want anybody to disturb him. Look at me, looking like I'm 3 blind mice again. Hold on. It was really fun to sleep in with them. And I got up and I did sleep in, but I kind of stay in bed and I do my posts and stuff from my bed. So, but I didn't want to disturb Sammy. He was all snuggled up on my chest and I just laid there thinking about all the things that I was grateful for. And then I got up and I went outside to check on my little trailer that's completely wrapped up like a present. And I got a present, a present for me this morning. And it's going to be one of our items that we're going to choose from. Groot, remember him? I saw this when I took Sammy to the vet. The vet had it on the counter and they had a little plant in it, so now I got to go find the perfect plant for it. And I said, oh my God, that's so cute. Because I've seen them advertised a lot. You know, you see stuff advertised and it doesn't end up being what it's purported to be, right? But this is. I like it. I mean, it does look plastic. It is plastic. But it's cute plastic. Oh, I'm getting a big message. I'm getting a big message. You are plastic, but you're cute plastic. You're sweet. You're sweet. You got no nose. Why do you have no nose? It's adorable. Okay, so that's one item. This is going to obviously be earth elements, right? And then I found this little red light and I'm going to put it in the little nightlight for the boys. Sammy generally starts the night out with us and ends up sleeping with Liger in the middle of the night. In the rain, he wanted to snuggle with me, but they have night lights because I don't like them being out in the dark. So they're going to have a festive light. So this will be fire elements. And why did I think that? That's interesting. Oh yes, definitely you. What do we have? We have earth, fire. I bought these rings. These are gifts actually. I don't know. We'll see if they end up being all mine. Isn't that awful? They're all precious, semi-precious stones, crystals, right? And I'm wearing today hematite and leopard skin jasper. And leopard skin jasper, I'm wearing it for someone and I'm wearing it for me. And I guess I'm gonna have to show you guys. I think this is pretty funny. When I look at leopard skin jasper, no, it's zebra. Sorry, zebra jasper. Why did I say leopard? That's interesting. I'm gonna think back when I finish doing this reading and I'm gonna understand. I get so many downloads and messages coming that I'm not even hearing as I'm speaking to you guys. It's a worry stone. Oh my gosh, thank you. That's why I'm wearing it. I didn't even, that's funny because that's not why I thought I was wearing it. Look at me wearing its colors even. And turquoise is my soul color. Turquoise is, it's a happy, positive color, and it's the other one that I was gonna use, but I guess we're not gonna use that one right now. It's a grounding stone. I always need to stay grounded. Spiritual people have a tendency to be flying up in the air, and we need to kind of like get back down to earth. And I'm always going 500 miles an hour with my mind on many different projects. Like, right, look at this. All these different things that I'm doing. And so I've got to stay focused on one thing and stay grounded because I get ahead. I start seeing too far into the future, and I do that. I do see into the future with my prophetic dreams, which causes me to, I need to stay present. So grounding is a good thing. It helps you tune into your surroundings, which I actually don't really need to do because I'm very tuned into my surroundings. But for me, it helps, I guess it's reminding you to appreciate like I do. I get so excited. It doesn't take much to excite me. What's interesting, I'll help you with this, that if anybody else has these issues, it helps with kidney or bladder problems, and it helps improve the skin, bones, and teeth. Yes, I'll go for that. Helps alleviate muscle spasms. And this is zebra jasper. There's a lot more, but I think that it's pretty funny that it's not listed here, but that it said it was a worry stone. So I'm wearing it. And hematite is always for protection. But these little, and this one is sodalite, which is this sodalite or is this lapis? It's lapis. Lapis is the truth stone, communication, right? And this is tiger eye, which I have a, I didn't ever know before that sounds odd, doesn't it? I wasn't aware that tiger eye is also a form of petrified wood, which talks about standing the test of time, which shows us the deck that we're going to use. Isn't that interesting? Thank you for that, because I wasn't sure what deck that we're going to use. We'll probably use more than one, but we're definitely going to use that deck now. And then the other that I have, I pulled that out for a reason too, so I guess we're going to use that. And then the other one is, what is this one? It's mookaite. It's mookaite. Why did I pick mookaite? Because I've got to go downstairs into my, and it's spelled really odd, mookaite. It doesn't spell the way, it's moo, as in milk, cow. And then kite is K-A-I-T-E, if you guys are looking. So mookaite, I have a mookaite, a larger crystal, and it feels good when I hold it. Have you ever felt a crystal, like picked up a crystal, like this one? Oh, I love this one. I love this one. This is, what are you? I call you my snow leopard. But this crystal that I have, it feels like velvet. It's cold velvet. Isn't that strange? It's a crystal, but it feels soft to me. Ooh, I love you. I'm gonna put, I'm fighting between two. Wow, message. Okay, mookaite boosts the immune system, which is good for everybody right now because there's a lot of people that are having sniffles and snuffles, and you know, with the cold, when the weather shifts, people's if you're run down, which is why I allowed myself to sleep in. Spirit kept saying, you're working too hard. Today is a down day. They wanted me to stop stressing about my trailer, stop working on that, stop working, and just kind of relax and do what I don't ever allow myself to do, which is nothing. I never allow myself to do nothing. So I'm making a couple of sage wands. I'm gonna do that, but I'm gonna remember now to go down and get my crystals that were packed away when I was gonna move to Sedona, and they're not here. They should be in here with me. They're downstairs. So this is also interesting. Mookaite is also a stone for helping with internal organs. I think that's interesting. Kidneys and bladder. Again, kidneys and bladder. Now, most of us get up in the middle of the night to go pee. I do, at least once, right? But this is obviously somebody needs to hear this. Mookaite, as well as, what did I look at past? I can't even remember because I was, the zebra jasper. For kidney problems and bladder problems. Ooh, detaching. It's also about, mookaite is also for high blood sugar. But stabilizing stone, and it counter affects the signs of aging. I like that. Let's go get our mookaite, right? Okay, so I had these, and when I look down at these little crystals, because right now, when I'm in the house, it's really weird. I'm not cold. When I get really warm, my body is retaining water right now, which is interesting. I'm drinking a lot of water with my typical what is it that I drink in the morning, you guys? It's just my typical drink, but it's actually a cleansing detox. And apple cider vinegar with the mother, chia seeds for omega fatty acids, and it keeps me full. They're really good. This is a hiking drink. But I drink a lot of this. And so it's kind of everything inside of me. There seems to be, I'm holding water. I'm retaining emotion that needs to be expressed. So, and I found a watermelon yesterday, and that's all I ate for dinner. I had all watermelon, and I had it this morning. So right now, my fingers are larger than they normally are, so I'm not able to wear my turquoise when I have too much water inside of me. That's interesting. I mean, I can, but it's tight. It's not comfortable. Not right now. I can't wear my turquoise when I have unexpressed emotion inside of me. It makes me uncomfortable. Interesting. So I don't like not wearing rings. So I thought, well, this is a perfect time to put on a couple of my stones that I need. And so obviously today, Spirit told me that I needed to have zebra jasper to keep myself grounded, keep myself in the present. It's a calming stone, which I always need. It keeps you, because it keeps you grounded, it's working with your root chakra. And I want to know, I mean, I obviously understand what hematite, what my mind first goes to, but what other reason would Spirit want me to have hematite right now? Well, for me, it's protection, right? For any negative energy that comes in, but it's also negative self-talk, negative, or what you hear from others. You can be floating along in a great happy mood and then hear somebody say something and it can alter your perception. Don't do that. Don't allow that to happen. So if you have times of stress or worry, I was getting overwhelmed with my trailer because once we started digging into it, we found out that everything, I mean, I decided everything needs to come off. I kept being told by other people, oh, don't, just leave that. That's probably fine. Don't look into that. No, I know that there's a problem here. So if there's a problem here, I need to look into all of it and see what's hiding underneath. And when I tore off the skin of the trailer, every bottom beam, the support beams were rotted out. There was no support there. So that's not good. That little sexy beast is not so sexy. It looked really cute on the outside, but on the inside, it was falling apart. Rotted wood. Too much emotion, too much water got to it and allowed it to become brittle, and it's basically hanging on nothing. So I looked at the back bumper and I was looking at the way it was and I said, you know what? I think that's hanging on literally nothing. And it was. So it's a protective stone to keep you grounded again, right? Because I was overwhelmed. I thought, oh my gosh, okay, the framing's not that big of a deal, but the electrical and the plumbing and having it all happen at one time, it was like I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting to redo the whole freaking thing. And so that's what has to happen. There's no point in just starting. And I know all of the symbolic meanings that I'm getting from this. That's something that I'm going to pull behind me. And it's a reflection of myself. And I'm going to be living in it at times, right? When I'm on the road. So it needs to be safe. It needs to be functional, but safety first, right? I was literally dragging around a bag of rotten bones. That's what it was. So is that memories, past memories that need to be but they're not telling me to ditch it all. They're telling me to cut out what doesn't work, right? Remove the toxic parts, the damaged parts, and reinforce them. So it's building upon something that was, and I got messages from a lot of people. I put out a post on a couple of boards that redo, caravans and motorhomes and buses, which was my next idea, right? I'm glad I started with this little one. And I was showing, this is what's going on, and what are your suggestions for me to do to get this going? And one woman says, I would suggest toss it because it's just too far gone. And another one says, just drive it around until it falls apart and then get a new one. And think about that in a relationship, right? No, sorry. And I said, that's not the kind of advice I was looking for. What I was looking for was, how do I re-secure this, stabilize this, build it stronger in the least expensive, least time consuming way that's going to go the distance, basically. And then I started getting, I want to know how to rebuild this. So I'm not thinking of throwing away what was broken or what was damaged more than I realized. I didn't realize how damaged that was. But do I walk away from it? No. I even asked Spirit, do I chuck this? And I got absolutely no. And while I was outside, I know you guys don't all get to see what's on my Facebook channel, but I shared a little video, a little short one of the first animal totem that came out when my landlord was out there pulling the staples out and trying to get the J-rail off. And there he was. And I said, oh my gosh, our first very loud totem. It was a grasshopper that was literally 3.5 inches long. It was huge. Haven't seen a grasshopper like that in a long time. And I said, hello, my little beauty. What is it that you have to say for us today? And Pat knows, you know, when the animal messengers come, I listen. I tell you that I pay attention to my dreams. Yes, they're very important. They're often very prophetic. They're very symbolic. However, sometimes I don't know the difference. I can't decipher between what is prophetic and what's symbolic. So if I need something, some advice or something to act on or something to move forward on or something to stop on or whatever, if Spirit brings me an animal messenger, and I'm looking at one right now, I've got to see what it is. At that moment, I listen, and that is absolutely pointed. So for you guys, whatever situation you're in, if an insect, bug, bird, animal of any type makes itself prominent to you, and it doesn't need to be physical. I was at a store with my landlord who was getting his phone done, and there was an animal that was on the board, but it was huge, so it made itself obvious, okay? Any animal that makes itself obvious to you is going to be giving you specific guidance. Pay extra close attention. So I've got people telling me right now, how nice. People see they're all jumping in now. When I asked for support, and it's kind of like when Archangel Michael and I had a discussion, I was told by my guides again and again, is that my osprey? No, those are vultures. Okay, so I was told by my guides again and again about my twin soul relationship. Walk away. Let this go. Go for a soulmate. This is going to be too hard for you. This is going to be more challenging than you're going to want to go through. It's like you're going to bite off more than you can chew. And I said, no, I'd already made my decision. I'd made my choice. So instead of blocking me or telling me how difficult it was going to be, start helping me. So I had that discussion with Archangel Michael because I dismissed all my guides. I don't want to listen to any of you. If you're not going to be supportive of me and help me through the decision that I've already committed to, leave me alone. And Archangel Michael came, and from that moment on, I've had nothing but support. That was probably a test for my highest self, right? Is she going to cave because it's difficult? Because I was told at the very, very beginning by Spirit something different. So in the same way, once you make it clear, look, I'm not looking to ditch out. I'm not looking for the first opportunity to say, okay, good, I want to chuck it. I'm looking for advice and help and ideas in order to make this happen. I don't give up, right? I don't walk away. I got a race car. I'm wearing a race car. We go forward, right? So then I started getting all of these really nice people that started giving me specific things. Okay, you can do this, you can do that. And they kept saying, you know what? Exactly what I thought. When you're done with her, she's going to be built stronger, or him. I don't know what it is. I think it's a reflection of myself. So that little beast is going to be stronger and better. Maybe it's everything, right? Maybe it's my whole path. Crows coming out of the void. The crows are starting to be my friends. The crows used to be more someone that had stolen something from me, somebody that was mischievous, and yet they are rallying around. It's interesting. I like it. I think because they see my stick-to-itiveness. But the wolf, I'm looking at a wolf as I say this. Through the eyes, you can see the heart, and through the soul, and the soul of all creatures, even humans. Be sure to look deep into the eyes of mankind. So I got so many messages today. I know I'm kind of being waylaid, but they're beautiful messages that just keep showing me one after another. So where are you, my little messenger? Here it is. First of all, I put out this. SOS, help. I have a question for anyone here. If you would care to give your opinions or advice, I'm super interested in hearing them. I'm redoing my 1983 Cerro Scotty camper trailer. It's in rough shape. We have had to skin it and tear out all the rotted wood, which is pretty much on every corner and across the entire bottom. And well, not quite sure what's under the sheet of aluminum they slapped up on the roof. Don't put a Band-Aid over an issue, right? We need to obviously re-insulate properly and rebuild the frame. Floor and ceiling. I've already torn out the shower and toilet, putting in a composting toilet, pulled out a fridge, hot water heater, and as of yet, I haven't pulled the old air conditioner. That's interesting, right? To cool things down. I thought I'd like to just have a simple electric flat 2-burner cooktop that can go in a cupboard or drawer or a small ceramic heater. The trailer's only 6'2" by 11.5, and a portable air conditioner. Can any of that be powered by solar? If not, how can I power it? I don't want to have to keep the big old hot water tank and fridge. I'm not going to cook much. I'm a vegetarian. I don't know anything about electrical, and there's a tangled mess of copper tubing and piping for the water in the kitchen and shower. A tangled mess of wires going to a fuse box, heater, hot water tank, laugh out loud. I would like running water in the kitchen and a shower would be nice, but I don't suppose the shower is vital. I have left the plumbing to the sink and shower as is, and the water holding tank has not been moved. I did take, as I said, the hot water heater, because it's heavy, out, so we can lay the flooring. Any thoughts, suggestions? Thank you. Thanks, guys. And then I put vintage camper renovation, Sarah Scotty sportsman, Sarah Scotty trailer, calling all renovators, grateful for all and any ideas. So that is my intention that I put out into the universe. My intention was not to draw back in, cut and run, right? Which of course I got, as I said, negative feedback, but I got mostly from my soul family. You're doing a heck of a job, Sherry. A great job. You're truly making it your own. You're freaking amazing with the work you're doing. And this is my response after I went through all of the negative and the positive, and my girlfriend Kirsten, who is invaluable because she and her husband have redone and lived in a camper trailer and now in a tiny home. So updated advice from a friend who is very skilled at pretty much everything. Unfortunately, he's not close enough to do this with me, though I know he would if he could. His suggestion was to keep the fridge, water heater, air conditioner, and converter that is there. I can always update to newer in the future. All appliances do work. Just lay the floor, get them back in, then frame the parts of the walls that need reinforcement. Now think about all of this symbolically, you guys. Wires, electrical, cords, cutting cords, using cords, taking out dead wood, reinforcing what's there, right? Heater, air conditioning to cool things down, warm things up. What is the refrigerator? Also for keeping things safe and it's going in my head and I just lost it. You can pick it up. Lay back frame the parts that need reinforcement so that we can pull the tin back together and seal it with a new sealant, caulking and clean up the J-rail back on, and then move forward. I'm good with that. But then Kirsten jumped in and she gave me advice because she's living in this. And she goes, that guy sounds familiar, probably because he sounds intelligent and knowledgeable. Do I know him? The only thing you didn't address is you're updating your solar. So she's basically saying solar's too difficult for this at this moment. Sometimes you can get to something later. Right? You don't have to do everything at once. I don't have to overwhelm myself, which is why the grounding. You don't have to overwhelm yourself thinking that in this job or in this relationship or in this project, you've got to get it, or in yourself, that everything has to be done right away. You can take steps, and then as you move along, you can change things. Thinking about a relationship, alter the way things are, right? In your home, whatever. So at the end, she came through with something that was really intelligent, and I love. She goes, for hot water, you could do a hot water on demand unit. It's propane powered, and this way you have an endless supply. I'm getting a huge message. I'm an Aries in a Pisces moon, and I was getting messages as I was speaking to you guys out there. I was saying how Sammy, when he's, the video that I took this morning of Sammy laying on my chest, when I'm laying down, he gets very brave, and he also becomes very possessive and wants to be with me. Now think about that. When you're laying down, lay down. When you lay down, it means you're standing, I'm not threatening, I'm not up, so it's like not aggressive, it's not fire, it's more peaceful, it's a safer environment, I feel more comfortable coming in, I actually get brave coming in, but when you're all flaming fire, it's intimidating and it makes me go the other way. So think about this, for hot water, use a hot water on demand. When we need that, that's great, but in the meantime, you don't have to have the water boiling all the time. This is why I need to stay grounded and stay calm, right? So a hot water on demand unit, it's propane powered. This way you have an endless supply if you're hooked up to water at a campground, and it saves power by not needing to keep that tiny little tank hot and ready. I am a tiny little tank. I don't need to be hot and ready all the time, right? There needs to be a balance, black and white, right? So there's so many awesome things. So she gave it to me, showed me exactly what I meant to get. This is, it's 10-liter, 3.1 GPM propane gas, tankless water heater, liquid white. So it's white. So it's not tiny. She got a smaller one for like $150, but she said it didn't work out well that way. So here's another thing. Sometimes you don't want to be too frugal in regards to anything, yourself, your downtime, right? Don't be giving yourself just a little, because what she said was it didn't last very long. So, okay, I'm going to give myself a weekend break. Or I'm going to take an hour off. No, let's do it this way. I'm going to take an hour off. Take an extra lunch. But you've been working 24/7 and Spirit says, no, that's not enough. You need to freaking take a weekend or a week off. Don't think that you can just do a little and it's going to last, because it's not. You need something bitter. Better. Because something has been bitter. How interesting. So this one that she first showed me was $128. right? And I'm thinking, wow, I can do that right now. I can put that in right now. Now, yes, I can upgrade. And in all reality, if in regards to my trailer, her thought process is pretty smart. She was using it to power her entire house, right? I'm just using it to power that little tiny trailer. So you could be expending all of your energy to empower other people that you don't need to empower. Other people are taking your energy, right? So it's costing you more. It's taking more from you, and it's going to fall apart. So many messages. So she's saying that if I wanted to go big, larger, right? And if your company wants to go bigger, or if you want to, whatever it is, you're going to take more on, more people in the family, a relationship, you need more. I could go to the one that's 3,000, right? And it's a one that's never going to run down. But she said, hold on, that's not true. It's not 3,000. That was for the solar package, which is one panel on this thing is going to be enough. Hold on. The first one is for weekend use only, right? So it's just a little bit at a time. The other one is going to be 300, and it is no issue, she said. We've had no issues. Bought the same one again for her commercial kitchen, and it's great. It's on, off, all day long, and it lights every single time. So if you need a budget-friendly, then start the cheaper one. Or use the one for 300. So it depends on your situation and what you're using this to refer to as a mirror of something else, right? So I'm looking at the $300 one. Why get it and have it fall apart? I'm most likely going to be in it for more than just a weekend, right? I go on quests that are like a week long, 9 days. And now that I've got a little trailer, and if I can get my little flea bags to be accustomed to going in there, I'll be going longer. Because I lived in my truck for 10 days. So if I can live in my truck for 10 days, I have a little camper like that with closets and a bed and everything, and I can bring my babies, if I can bring my babies. So she did say that at the end. She was laughing, and she said, I'm sure you've thought about this, but don't forget about litter boxes where you could put them under seats or perhaps have an access paneling for outside, which is, yes, that's what I would do. And I said that if I could coax them into that trailer, it will be a miracle. But I have miracles happen all the time for me, right? I have to first accustom them to the back of my I would make my entire truck bed a little traveling place for them while we drove, and then transfer them into the trailer. So she's helping me with that as well. Put them on a leash, put them on a little leash that helps them feel secure, and they won't be lost. Messages for everybody in all kinds of different, for different subjects. I'm hearing them in my head at this time. So I got information, I got help, and I'm going to go back. I did see this, but I wanted to tell you that first. So then what do I see? I see the grasshopper, which was my totem, right? Hello, my beautiful totem messenger. How are you? You aren't afraid of me, are you? At the least. I went up to it, and often you come up to an insect or any animal, and they'll hurry away as quickly as possible, right? This one just sat there. Now, did he sit there because he was hurting? Did he not try to escape because there was something wrong? I didn't notice until afterwards. When I looked at him, I said, no, why should you be afraid? You know I'm your friend and how much I trust in and appreciate your advice. Oh, you're standing on one leg, feeling a little unbalanced? He only had one back leg. They use their big back legs to take that leap of faith. He's only got one leg to stand on. Now think about that. If you've been in a difficult situation, or you've got yourself in a predicament, geez, I've got one leg to stand on, right? Or I'm standing on one leg, or you need to get balanced, Sherry, right? Which is one of the messages, black and white, balance, get myself grounded. So I'm looking at that, wondering what the message is. Feeling a little unbalanced, are you? Or do you, like you don't have a leg to stand on? So maybe you feel that way. No, I can't take that leap forward because I don't have a leg to stand on. You don't know what I said. You don't know what I did. You don't know where I'm at. Something like that, right? You don't know what I'm up against, you know? So what I found was incredible was the message. And I said, and yet your message is encouraging. Take that leap of faith. So Grasshopper Totem says, time to make a move. Listen to your inner voice and you will know exactly what you have to do. Now listen to this for me and my project, right? Everything that comes to you with an animal messenger is telling you about something that's going on in your life right now. Not in 6 months, right now. It could refer to many things because, as I say to my clients, energetically, whatever is happening in your personal life, your own life at home, is also happening in your work life, is also happening in your romantic life. It's energetic and it goes all the way across the board. So time to make a move forward. Listen to your inner voice and you will know exactly what you have to do. Don't listen to that negative outside, right? The ones that are telling you there's no point, right? It's fallen apart. It's weak. It's broken. Just huck it. There's no point. It's going to take too much time and effort, right? Take the leap you've been considering. I love this. Trust that you will receive everything you need to finish your project, which is what Spirit generally says. When Spirit tells us to take a leap of faith towards something and we don't feel like we are qualified, or we don't feel that we have the resources or the ability, they're not going to tell us or encourage us to do something that would hurt us, that would be difficult. No, that would be impossible. Difficult? Yes. Challenging? Yes. This is difficult. This is challenging, right? It's challenging me in a lot of different ways. But every single thing that I'm coming across is also showing me a mirror of things that are going on in my own personal life, my own spiritual life, and in relationships. It's amazing. So trust you'll receive everything you need to finish your project. An endless supply. Spirit says you will get the help that you need. And I affirmed that when I started this. When it started getting hairy, I said, I will find the right people. I will get the right advice. I will be led to the perfect solutions all the way through. I am guided, protected, and loved. This little grasshopper came to encourage me. The grasshopper says, take the leap you've been considering. You need to fully commit yourself to the decision that you already made. I made a decision. I made a choice. I don't backtrack. I do change my mind in a lot of things, and I get to change my mind. It's not saying that when you get to a certain place and you thought, okay, this is way deeper than I thought. I wasn't aware of what was hiding underneath here. Somebody might look at that. A lot of people apparently. My father has quite a bit of money. He looked at that. He would have said, you know what? It's a $2,400 lesson. Throw it away. Just haul it off and get rid of it. It's ridiculous. You're wasting your time. But in all reality, I'm not spending a ton of money on it. I am putting a lot of time and physical labor into something that I love. This will be a prize to me. This will be a present to me. It's what I wanted to do. You guys knew I wanted to learn how to do this. Not to mention, my landlord's on board now and he's super excited. He's like, because my friend came over and said, look, I can't work on this with her, but I'll show you this, that, or the other. I'm always there for a phone call. And he calmed him down and he helped me too, because when you've got somebody who's knowledgeable talking through it and you can kind of see things, because at first it's overwhelming, right? It's like a big tangled mess. But if you can see things, okay, you start here. You don't have to go all the way down there. Yes, that we'll deal with that when it gets to that point. But right now what you need to do is lay the floor, period. You recognize that there's rotting on the sides and on the walls, so you know you're going to have to reframe it. First you put the floor in, just the plywood. Then you're going to pull out all the skin, get rid of the rotted wood, replace it with the proper, frame it. Then you're going to cinch it back in, seal it up tight. Now remember, if you've had crap come into your head from negative thinking, negative outside circumstances, inside, we do it as well, that weakens our seams, our protection, our protective seam. My whole entire trailer, first of all, was built very cheap. They didn't put love and care into it. It was mass produced, right? Just kind of thrown out there, which is interesting to me. This is funny. This is not a dig, but this is an interesting way of looking at things. We are not made imperfectly. As a child, we were made perfectly. But there's a lot of things that are mass produced. We're thrown into schools that they're over, there's too many kids and not enough teachers, not enough money, time, and resources. So we're mass produced as far as what we're shown, right? We learn things in a way that is, if my mother often said about my son, because my son is incredibly gifted, and my daughter is too. She didn't see my daughter's gifts. But my son had obvious gifts. If he had been put into a Montessori school, which is one-on-one, where they pull out the unique gifts that they have, instead of recognizing those gifts as weaknesses, that child would have excelled even more. He was already an A student, but he would have, emotionally, he had a hard time. So we are mass-produced. There's a lot of things that are mass-produced. So now we're going to take that was not put together very strong. Maybe it was an upbringing, right? I didn't have the love and support that I needed. I didn't have a mother and a father. I only had a mom that was working, and she was trying to take care of us. It left her tired. It left her unaware of certain things that were going on. She couldn't be 100% mother and father. She just couldn't. She was only one person. She did the best she could, but because of that, and because of things that happened to her that affected me, there were things that weakened what I came in very strong with. Am I going to be thrown away? No, you're not a throwaway person. Nobody is. So if there is somebody who loves you enough to put the time and personal effort in to help get rid of what doesn't work, help show you what isn't working, and cut away cords to the past, negative feelings, thinking, toxic energies in people and situations, practices and beliefs, and reinforces it with something stronger and more stable from the ground up. Your foundation is now going to be building something that's going to last. That little beautiful beast is going to be stronger than it was ever made, right, to begin with. So there's so many messages that I'm taking. So for you, if this is your message, because I'm speaking it right now, take that leap you've been considering, right? You got to go ahead without knowing the outcome is the message. Go ahead, just start. Something that you've avoided doing. There's something in your life that you've avoided doing on a larger scale, maybe change in direction, that it seemed overwhelming. You think that wasn't overwhelming? It's sitting in my landlord's backyard. I got to do this. This can't be all pulled apart and disintegrated. Now what do I do? Put it back together, right? It's reminding you that you've got the wisdom you need to get past any obstacle that's in your way. And not only that you can get past it, but in an efficient manner. So when my landlord spoke to my friend and he showed him, okay, this is what you need to work on one step at a time, all of a sudden we felt better, both of us. We were like, okay, we can do that. I know how to do that. And what I don't know, and I tried to explain something to my landlord and he was getting overwhelmed. I would say, can you do this? And he wanted me to think he could, but he couldn't. But he would say, yeah. So then when it got to that, I said, okay, how do we do this? And he didn't know how to do it. And then I got upset. So I was trying to explain to my friend, and when I went to take a business call, I went and took a personal call when my friend was here, and I was like, oh, please don't leave, because the time that I needed to talk to him, I thought I was being called away. No, Spirit knew what it was doing. And I spoke to a client. It was the most amazing call. It went on, and it paid for my entire day of work. Not to mention I got a new client, and she touched me. I touched her. Spirit touched us both. I run back down there, and I'm like, is he gone? Is he gone? And he's like, no, and they laughed. But they had a conversation. So when I went off to get the lumber and the wood with my friend, he said, I had a talk with your landlord. I said, he's just like, come right back. He's like rallied back around, and he's all down there. He's all excited. And he said, I told him, don't pretend you know something. When she asks you a question, don't lie and say that you know it. You don't have to know it. No one expects you to know it. She doesn't expect you to know it. She's just asking, do you know it? If you don't, okay, well, that lets that out. Now we got to find someone who does, or figure this out. Don't feel overwhelmed and like you have to have all the answers, which is what Spirit is saying here. Don't think that you have to know the outcome, because you don't know the outcome. You're building as you go, just like a relationship, just like a business, right? Like a friendship. So like yourself, you're building as you go. You're getting stronger, and as we go along, we're learning, and we're going to be more equipped now to handle something, and we can help others. Not to mention, you're going to feel fantastic for being able to do it, right? So not only can we get past the obstacles, but we can get past it in an efficient way, not wasting your time, running around thinking you got to do everything. Nope, start here. Is that done? Okay, now we go to the next. Now we go to the next, right? So grasshopper people, they're innovative people. They're forward thinkers. They rarely miss the opportunity to move ahead when they get it. Remember, Spirit kept saying to me, you're going to have an opportunity, a creative idea. I thought I was going to paint, carpet, and redecorate. I had no idea we were going to strip that thing down to the bare bones and build it, rebuild a trailer. Now I'm going to know. When I go to do my little tiny home on a bus, you guys know I want to do that. I'm going to know what the hell I'm talking about, and I'm going to know how to do it myself, right? Or with a partner. My landlord's helping me. That's another thing. I'm not doing this all by myself. I'm asking advice. I'm open to advice, right? I can discard what doesn't work for me. I'll discard the naysayers, but these people have experience with stuff I don't. So that's why my landlord didn't need to feel that he needed to know everything. If he didn't have experience in that particular thing, that doesn't mean there's something wrong with him. I didn't have experience with it either. Just don't pretend you know something when you don't. You don't have to do that. That just causes more problems, right? So right now, again, the ones that are grasshopper people, they're successful in the ventures that they undertake. This is going to be a success. I know that, right? So what I love about it too is that they refer the grasshopper people to the osprey. The osprey is my spirit, my twin spirit animal, and also a very close connection to me as the red hawk, right? And they give reference to the osprey that always seeks out the best opportunities to move forward. The osprey knows. They survey the situation, they look at it, and when they see it, they dive on it. And they don't let go once they grab on. So once I commit to something, I'm there for the long haul, right? That's why the osprey is such an amazing totem. So another message that showed me that this was a positive to move forward was, if you approach the grasshopper and it's moving away from you, it means that what you're desiring is moving out of your reach. It's not within reach. That grasshopper sat there and allowed me to handle it. And I took it and I placed it in a safe place. He wasn't safe where he was. So I took him over to the little plants outside in the back alley where he wouldn't be disturbed, because he's only got one leg to stand on, right? But I got to tell you, when I put him down on the plant, he bounced off and he shot up onto the palm tree. He had a lot more going for him than I thought, right? After all, they're like powerful shocks, right? There's a lot of people that lose a limb. There's a lot of people that lose an organ. There's a lot of people that lose parts. I don't have a uterus. I'm still functioning. I'm functioning actually better than I was when I had it, because I had sickness. I had endometriosis and I was in a lot of pain, and it could have killed me. That uterus was removed. It didn't harm me. It actually benefited me, because I don't have any more periods or cramps. No more pain. So sometimes something is removed that actually was a working part in your body, and it doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you. It actually can help you, right? Sometimes you have to remove something that was a part of you that doesn't work. Loud messages. All right, that went on a long time. I realize we're at 41 minutes. So we're going to move forward. And the deck that we're working with, Spirit said to me, is the Crystal Oracle by Tony Carmine Salerno. Tony always comes up as a spiritual person in my life. In all my dreams, I should send my friend a text and let him know that. Spirit is honoring you almost daily for your spirituality, for the way that you are. And you know what? The person deserves to hear that. I'm going to say that. Remember that, Sherry. Crystal Oracle by Tony Carmine Salerno. Correct for neutrality. For those who chose Groot or Earth Element, there we go. Okay. Ooh, this is a pretty one. Now, it's gold with quartz. Look at the color. Green. Love and healing and growth. Do you see the lion? Do you see the lion? Look at its nose. Look at its big mane. Its head is filled with love, healing, and growth. Oh my God, that's a message. That's a message to someone who's not been well, emotionally or even physically. You're filled with love and healing and protected, and you are of fine value. What else do you see in this? I always see, if you don't see a lion, I see a man for sure. I see a man that's dropping possibly the emphasis on material possessions, dropping the emphasis and focusing more on the love and healing and growth, breathing it in. The crown, open to spirit. I love this. I could just freaking read this card, right? Tony's got a different message that goes with this, but I like this. Gold also is talking about your own sense of self-worth, right? So this person is being reminded that they are absolutely worthy. The message for gold with quartz. I wonder what kind of quartz that is. It's an incredible color. It's my favorite. I love it. That's one of the colors that's going in my sexy beast outside. So it's talking about ideas and inspirations that are rolling around inside of your mind. This person has a beautiful nose I'm looking at. Really nice straight nose. I like that person's nose. They come from inside. They come from deep inside. They come from your soul. They came in with you. And they're going to help you manifest things that you have been desiring for quite a long time. So Spirit says pay attention over the coming days. I pay attention while with everything. With everything. Everything has a message for me. I love that. And you're going to get a sense of understanding how Spirit is working through you and speaking to you. I've really got my landlord believing and trusting in Spirit. I think it's great. I've been here 3.5 years, and I finally got him to the place when he has a problem. Also, let me do a reading for you. Let me see what Spirit has to say. And so I'll give him the message, and you can take it just as I read it. And I say, yes, that's what the words say. But wait, think about this symbolically. It means, in all reality, this. So, like, say, he had an issue with someone, and the issue was that they weren't calling him back. They owed him money, and they weren't calling him back. He wasn't getting through to them, and he was getting frustrated. And I said, and right then a song on the radio came on. Here's the sound of me not calling you back. He wanted to call them again, and I said, no, the answer is no. Here's the sound of me not calling you back. Spirit is telling you that right now, there's going to be a delay, a small delay, a gap. It's going to feel uncomfortable, but then something's going to come in. what is it that we need to do? So then we ask Spirit, what do we need to do? At this time, Spirit says, we want you to relax. We want you to play. And we want you to give back to someone else. We want you to focus on charity. And I said, oftentimes people don't understand, what does that have to do with that? I need my money. These people aren't answering me. It's all connected. But what I said to him is, what Spirit really is trying to get us to do is to trust them. Trust that we have a team outside of ourselves. We ask what to do. Spirit says, we want you to do this. Right now, I said to him, you're blocking the flow because you're pissed off. You're angry, you're frustrated, you're thinking it's not going to happen, and you're pushing it away. They're not cooperating. They're not in the place. They have their own reasons for what they're doing, right? But this is why, and when you're in this place, and he goes, and then right after that, this happened. And it was the same situation. And I said, so right now, you need to stop. Detach from it completely and go do something completely else. Don't even think about that, because you're vibrating at that negative frequency, and you're going to draw nothing but that negative back to you. You've already drawn 2 negative things to you. So right now, do you want that, or are you going to listen to Spirit? Spirit says, we want you to play. We want you to do something fun. We don't even want you to think about work right now. I'm not working right now. I'm talking to you guys. Well, it is work, but it's my spiritual work, and it's actually play for me. I love this. So that's what he was told to do. And he usually would fight with me, but he doesn't now. So he sat there and he goes, okay. And I said, because really, it's not helping you to scream and yell at the phone. It's not helping you to, I said, you've sent me 5 texts this morning saying negative things. And I am hearing my own message as I speak, because it makes me think about when I complain about something to another person, that energy is toxic to them, right? So we got to think about what we're saying to other people. I get that. My friend that came to help me, I'm digressing, but it's all tied in. I said to him, I watched this other person, and they did it over the course of a year. And I said, oh my God, I don't have a year to do this. I said, do you really think it's going to take me a long time to fix this? And he says, it depends on how you deal with your helpers. And I said, you're right. I said, I am grateful that I've got somebody even just right there to talk to me, or even just to sweep up. When Pat didn't know what to do and he wasn't getting it right, he was sweeping, he was cleaning. That helped, because that was something I didn't have to do, right? And it's nice to have somebody there to talk to. You don't want to be doing everything, especially when you're frustrated, right? But it was telling me to rein in my frustration and understand that just because I was frustrated, it wasn't anybody else's fault, and it wasn't going to help me or anyone else by focusing on that, right? Focus on something positive. When you get overwhelmed like that, drop it. Go away, do something else. So with this situation, he was told to go play and to give. So I asked, then what is your next action step? Well, your next action step is actually to become very forceful, not aggressive, not rude, not pushy. But because he had something else, the second thing that happened was that he paid for something to be done. It wasn't done right, it didn't work. So he tried to monkey it himself. And he says, it's gonna cost me $100 to do this. I can do it myself. And I heard in my head immediately, pay the $100, you're being too cheap. There's certain things you need to pay for, right? Like for me in wiring, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm gonna have to pay an electrician to do that. It's not a big job, but I'm gonna have to figure it out, right? So sometimes you gotta put the money into something, or the time or the effort into something. But he didn't. He figured he'd monkey around, so he took hours, went up, got the part, put it together, and it didn't work. And I said, this is a prime example. Spirit says you're being too frugal in certain ways and wasteful in others. So pay for the part. He says, well, I did pay the guy $100 and it didn't work. And I said, well, there's you being passive aggressive. Instead of standing up for yourself and calling him back in a place of control, not losing your temper, not whining, not lying, not manipulating, but saying, look, I paid for this. It doesn't work. I even took the next step and bought a part and tried to do it myself. But in all reality, I paid for this. So I would like you to take care of this. Come back and fix it. Thank you. And then I said, then they say to detach and go do something. So I was doing a reading down here, and I went outside. I figured, okay, I've done my readings enough for the day. I'm going to get down there before it gets too late and see what I have to get done. And he says, I'm already down here. And that was his way of giving back. He says, well, I gave to a charity this morning. That was one of the things, because every time I go to the pet store, I give an extra couple bucks towards all the pets, right? And he says, I donated to whatever cause, because it said give to charity. I said, you know, Pat, you don't even have to give money. I said, when you help me like that, that's an act of charity. You're giving time and energy. That's very valuable. I appreciate that. And it's more valuable than money for me. That's valuable for me. So he heard that, and he's out there doing that, right? And it was like, wow, talk about, the way you communicate with others as well. So this is telling you that you're gonna get inspiration. You're going to understand, and you're going to start to trust what Spirit's showing you. He now gets it. What happened when we went to the dollar store to get the tarps and to get a tool that we needed? He got a phone call from both people. All of a sudden, oh, I'm sorry that this didn't happen. This person didn't do that, and that person didn't do that. Here comes your first check, and the other person called. So basically, I said, Spirit's showing you all that's required of you is to listen to us, to know that we're working as a team. And if you do that, things can move a lot quicker than you realize. What did Daniel say to me? It depends on how you work with your workers. It can take you forever because they quit, or you can block your own progress by frustrating people or being ungrateful, and so you stop it from happening. Or you can work as a team and things flow smoothly, and then it moves quick. He goes, if you and Pat got down there and worked on that, like we can't because we both have to work. But if you just both got to work on that, you could get that thing completely done in a week. I'm like, wow. So think about how quickly you can move forward. So Gold with Quartz is telling you, you're going to be getting intuition very strong over the coming days. And you're going to understand how to work with Spirit on all things. And through this, there's going to be some things that you find out. You're going to find some energy that comes through. You're going to get pretty excited, like we are, about things. And you're going to watch how it starts transforming your life in more than one way. So give thanks. It's a blessing. It's a blessing. And allow yourself to be inspired by the gold, by the quartz, by recognizing you're worthy of love, healing, growth, financial abundance. It affects you in all ways. That's what the color green stands for. Money, growth, healing, love. You are worthy, says the gold, of all of that, right? Know that. Spirit knows that, and they just want you to work with them. So pay attention to what comes and illuminates your mind. Don't listen to naysayers saying that you can't. You can do anything you set your mind to. And your ideas matter. They're important, and they're going to be inspiration for other people because you are being inspired by Spirit. Love that. So the other deck that came out that I didn't know was going to come out, what is this called? This is called, oh, good I looked because there was one left. Okay, this is called, the answer is simple. I talked about that this morning in another post. Oh, I won't go digging through all of my posts. You should go to my page. My work page is Angels Whisper, Sherry Columbus at Yahoo. At Facebook, I'm sorry. And Sherry Columbus is my personal page, and it's open. I do share a lot on my personal page that I share also on my work page, but there are some things that I share on my personal page that I don't share there. 2 went flying. That was a message that I got yesterday. 2 went flying. Yesterday when we were coming back from the dollar store and the hardware store, on the way there, we saw 3 totems. I saw them right away because they call to me. They're my best friends, the animals. So I saw first kestrel falcon, which immediately to my mind said endurance and victory, right? It was a little one, and it was flying. Then I saw a giant harrier hawk. Realized, I didn't know at the time, that the harrier hawk, the female and male, there's an interesting aspect about them. I saw 2. One was in a tree. It was massive. It was sitting there, sitting up at the top of the tree, very full tree. And the other one was flying off in the same direction that the little peregrine falcon, not the peregrine, that the kestrel flew. And when I went to look up the totems, I was looking at the different birds. And the harrier hawk, what's unusual about them is the female is larger. So sometimes to me it feels like it's in a situation, it might be the female is seen more, larger than life. Maybe the male is more hidden or more, so because a lot of times males have an issue, or families have an issue, or friends have an issue. If the female is in a position of authority or is out in the public eye doing something right, they don't like that. That goes against maybe a belief system that they were taught growing up. But in this situation, the harrier hawk, the female was bold and in charge. She was loud. She was standing there. She was bigger. She was twice the size of the male. And the male was flying and the kestrel was flying. I just said, and I said at the time, interesting. The female is staying put. She's sitting and she's waiting. She's not waiting, doing nothing. She's productively waiting, right? But she's here. She's staying put in this area. She's waiting while the kestrel and the male harrier go flying. And I said 2 went flying. If you look up the messengers, I'm not going to share them all here. That's your homework. Go to Google. Harrier hawk. There's a difference between a harrier hawk and other hawks and the osprey. The harrier hawk, I will give you this. The osprey is known, as well as the red hawk, for hovering. They hover in the air. It's amazing. They're like a hummingbird, how they can hover in the air. while they survey, and then when they see the opportunity, they dive on it. Harrier hawk doesn't do that. The harrier hawk is lower to the ground, and they never hover. They're moving. So it's kind of like they are the scout team is what I'm getting, right? Because the kestrel, which is a little one, she was more like a female, it showed me. She was moving quickly too, and she was flying low. Oh, I'm getting a beautiful message. Oh, I'm getting a beautiful message. When my mother passed into spirit, her best friend said to me, whenever I think of your mother and I need her, I say, calling on all low-flying angels. She just went in, right? So this female was flying low. So to me, that little kestrel represents help, guidance, spiritual guidance, and it's the truth. I'm getting chills. By a female that has just gone into spirit, that is helping that harrier female hawk and that male harrier hawk. And as I say that, the rain starts to pour. There's tears. Somebody's gone through a very difficult time. Look up harrier hawk, look up kestrel falcon, and you'll get your messages. So the message for those who chose Groot, the rain is coming down. The rain also washes away all the debris, all the sadness, anything negative. I use the rain purposefully. It's like a shower. It's a way of cleansing, washing away all that you don't want around you or to cover you. It also washes away things so that it cleans things up, right? Cleans the air, also when you cry, there are many, many toxins that are released in your body. It's extremely healing when you cry. Sad tears, when you cry emotional tears. There are different tears that do different things. But the heavy grief, sadness of someone who is lost into spirit possibly now, those tears are extremely healing, the most healing. You would think that's why people say, well, go have a good cry it out. If you don't stuff your emotions, right? Because what happens, it ends up rotting my sexy little beast. All those emotions that pooled up weakened the structure and the foundation. And that's what a falling tower is. It wipes out what is not solid and strong in order that you can come back and rebuild on a strong foundation, which is what I said. With this sexy beast, I'm not throwing it away. I'm not walking away. If there has been excess emotion that was pooled up in areas that no one ever saw, it was all covered by a pretty exterior, right? Everything was all in there and it looked great, but it wasn't. It was rotting inside because that unexpressed emotion caused so much damage. So the message here is clean up your mess. The rain is washing it away. Don't hold your thoughts in. This one is working in their own garden, right? Clean up your own garden before you go into someone else's, and then get down on your knees and thank God for all the help that's coming, because look, your ship's coming in. Your ship's coming in. You sent up a smoke signal. You asked for Spirit's help, and you trusted. You got to working on your own mess, right? Focus. And I laughed when I was telling somebody about this trailer. I said, I know what Spirit's doing. They're teaching me a lot as I go along, but they're also keeping me busy. Focused on something else other than what makes me unhappy. Focused on something else that isn't moving yet, right? Somebody else needs to clean up their own mess. You clean up yours. That is my structure too. There's a lot of that was inside of me that needed to be torn away, corrected, reinforced, strengthened, and built differently. I was raised as a Jehovah's Witness. I was raised and taught to believe there is no life after death. I was taught to believe that it was not angels that I was speaking to, but demons. That needed to be eradicated. That was rotting. That was rotten thought. That kept me from a relationship with Spirit. I never had a relationship with my Heavenly Father or heavenly angels while I was a Jehovah's Witness. And I was devout until about 13 years ago. And I now have the closest relationship with not only my Heavenly Father, Mother, but my mom in spirit, my grandmother, my dad, my little sister, all my angelic team, Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, Archangel Shamuel, are the closest ones to me. The Master Jesus, I stopped associating with him in my mind and in my heart when I left that organization, and he came back to me. So there's a lot that I needed to clean up, and I needed to cut away from myself. And now what is built stronger because I'm working with my team, and my ships are now coming in because I've done the work. I know I've done the work. I know personally for myself that I am worthy. I'm worth it. I deserve to be healthy, loved, and financially successful, prosperous, abundant. So do you. This is your message, right? And you've been given 3 other messages here. One is the flamingo totem One is the squirrel, which is, the squirrel has been coming up a lot. The squirrel says, get ready for big changes. It also says, get prepared, but they're fun. I love squirrels. I sent out a message on my Facebook to everyone, and I said, calling on all squirrel friends. And where is it? Everyone commented on it. It was funny because everybody then posted along with it. I wonder if I can pull it up. I put a collection of squirrels, and I love squirrels. I've always loved squirrels. I always say that. I'm a squirrel. Think about it. Squirrel, you get sidetracked, right? You get distracted easily, but I get right back on track. I love squirrels. Ever since I was a little girl, I just discovered the red squirrels as an adult. Didn't have red squirrels. That I only knew black, and this is another thing. I only knew black squirrels and gray squirrels. I'd never seen a white squirrel, and I'd never seen a red squirrel. And think about that in a symbolic term. Think about that in terms of people that are different, colored people, different color, different races, different beliefs, different practices, right? Or maybe you didn't even know that was out there. I didn't know that that there is life after death. My mother's made it very clear to me. Prickles in my left hand. I didn't know that it was okay to do this. There were so many things that I had shut down to me because that was bad, that was wrong. Masturbation is wrong. You don't get divorced, period. Yes, you do. You don't raise a child in a house where you're miserable. If you're unhappy and you are not in love with that person, you are not doing your children any favors staying there. You are teaching a child that it's okay to not love the person you're with. It's okay to be miserable or mistreated. Or you're teaching your child to mistreat someone. It's not okay. So divorce, sometimes it happens. Sometimes your life path with somebody, you've learned the lessons and it's over. Your soul contract is done. It's time to move on, right? There's a lot of things that religion teaches that I no longer believe. My message to everyone was sending my squirrel energy home to my fellow soul squirrel adventurers in Wisconsin so we can all play together in the snow. So I sent that out, and I had all my squirrel adventurers. This is a way of connecting, right, with the people in my life that mattered a lot to me. And then everybody started to send their I'll show you guys because it's too cute. It's really too cute. Look at them. Look how much fun nature has. Look how beautiful our father, mother created nature for us. They didn't need to make everybody so cute and pretty. Look how much fun. That happy little bird. Yellow is always about happiness and growth and sunshine. Yay! This is about playing, working together, right? Team spirit. Woohoo! Jumping for joy. And even when you're by yourself, you can have fun. Look at this one building their own snowman, right? Or does that tell you you're building a snowman? Snow is frozen emotion, right? All right, I had to go there because it was just too cute. So the messages that you're getting is squirrel totem. This is another messenger that you're getting. And flamingo totem. And flamingo totem, which first, remember the giant grasshopper that was only standing on one leg? Oftentimes flamingos stand on one leg, right? And they have grace while they're doing it. So it's telling you that you've got the ability to stand on one leg gracefully. You do. While keeping your other one tucked safely away. Interesting. So it's calling for you to be outgoing. It's calling for you to be vibrant. It's calling for you to be loving because it's hot pink, right? It's talking about being well balanced as well in the water, which brings you then to the dragonfly, because the dragonfly is a symbol of movement over the water, of the air, and of the earth. They're an element, all of the elements balanced equally over your emotional waters, right? Oh, there's so many messages. I could go on, and I can't because we got to go move on here. And then there's the bunny rabbit, and the rabbit talks about sensitivity, psychic connection, talks about quick, fast movement. It talks about timidity, some that are being timid, right? If you're a little timid because you're only standing on one leg, you've got the ability to do it gracefully. So get prepared because there's big changes afoot. That's what that says. Okay, so now we move on for the next. For those who chose, now this is where I got confusing because I pulled out more than I realized I was going to pull out. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I didn't. Oh yeah, I did because I had something else I was looking at. So which do I choose? Since we're talking a lot about balance, right? We'll do that. I was going to bring out my beautiful snow leopard, but I can't remember the stone that it is, so I won't talk about that one. What I will bring out is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, the rings, all of the crystal rings. These are going to be your next item, and what will they be? Okay, your water, your, how interesting, air, earth, fire. Fire was this. Oh, I do have one more than I need. I have one more than I need. Remember I got that? I gotta make a choice. There's a surplus, or there's a surplus. So, choice, Spirit just said. What are you? Death, transformation, and rebirth. Show me which one. Is it going to be the crystals? Okay, for sure. Wow. Wow. I was told, no, I'm not choosing that one. I'm not choosing that cat with the black collar. I'm not choosing the cat with the black collar. Ooh. Okay, so we're going to go to the rings. And the rings are going to be, this is fire element. That was earth. This is going to be... The rings are going to be water element. And I'll show you the other item that we hadn't shown. It's Ganesh, the obstacle remover. You see an elephant there. Can you see that Indian elephant? The big ears and the trunk? This is Moldavite. This is a piece of a star. A meteor, actually. It makes me think of Drops of Jupiter, the song. Did you fall for a shooting star? One without a permanent scar. Did you miss me when you were looking for yourself out there? It also says that even the stars, some fall to the earth, right? So those are your items. So now we're going to the rings. This will be water element, correct for neutrality. I'm not choosing the cat with the black collar. Correct for neutrality on all levels. So Spirit knows what they need to show me. Correct for neutrality on all levels. I'm hearing right now, I'm a bad guy. I'm a deceiver. Deceiver, interesting, that's not the lyric, but that's the word. I'm the seduce your dad guy, but it's also a deceiver, the deceive your dad guy. I am make your girlfriend mad guy. I'm your make your mama sad guy. I'm a bad guy. And it's interesting because the person who's saying all of that is a female. Then somebody joins in and a male starts singing the same thing. So there's a guy and a girl, a couple. They're the bad guys. They're the black cat with the... They're the cat. How interesting, the cat, black cat. They're the cat with the black collar. Okay, wow. Wow, this is incredible. For water element, ruby. Notice I wear a raw ruby ring on my heart hand. Look at my fingers today. Pay attention to the colors that you choose. The colors that you choose to wear, put on, the jewelry. There's a reason. Your higher self knows. Ruby, this is all about passion, love. This is a raw ruby. It's not processed. Oh, I love that. It's not plastic. It's raw. It's faceted. It's multifaceted. Many facets to this ruby. And there's a lot of black in it. A lot of darkness in that multifaceted ruby, which to me doesn't represent darkness. It represents strength and protection and elegance. Black is a color of elegance, distinction. So ruby talks about the love that you have for someone. The love that you have for someone is being rekindled. And you're going to be focusing not on, what's interesting is the substrate that is here. And I don't know why I said substrate. I don't even know if that's what it is, but that's what I'm calling it. Maybe it means something for someone else. You notice the quartz and probably earth particles. I don't know. They might be hematite particles. I don't know what's in this crystal. I don't know what's in this crystal. There's a lot that's hidden. There's a lot that I can't see. There's a lot that I can see, but there's a lot that's not been clarified. So it could look rotten, right? I'm looking at that. Look, it could look like it's mold, but it's not. There's something hard and strong in here. And that crystal, that ruby is wedged firmly in there. It's not separating from that. So it's showing you that it could be that the one that you love is connected and will continue to be connected to something or someone or a group that has a lot of hidden elements in it that possibly are rotten. They may be someone in their family, right? Who knows? It might be their work that they have to do. I don't know, but they're connected. They're not separating. Or it could look really bad. And in all reality, could be granite. Granite. That's what's coming to me now. Hold on. Granite. I like granite. It shines. Granite. They're the elemental powers of water and earth. It could be all the same person. It is. This could be all the same person. It could be, oh, it is. It's the same person. This person's got darkness in there, right? Things look really bad. But what's prominent is the ruby. This crystal has got many facets. It's raw, it's organic, it's real. And it's not letting go of those parts. We all have darkness and light within us. To me, I'm seeing granite. So granite is, what's interesting about it is if it is connected to others that are difficult, right? Because it says that granite is a group of intrusive, indigenous rocks with similar textures and variations, composition and origin. I find that interesting. It's family. It's connected to a dark family, is what they're showing me. Wow. But you're focusing on the love. Now, it also, as I said, could be the parts of us. We're never going to be perfect. We're always going to have darkness. This one is connected to ones that are similar to them, but they're similar in texture and composition and origin, but they're not the same. Look how this one stands out, right? So there could be other ones in this one's family, or there could be parts of this person, situation, but this is about a person that aren't good, right? But you're going to be, so maybe this was the past. Maybe you're coming out of this. They're coming out of this, or you are with this situation. You're emerging from this. And as I say that, what are you? A dove. A dove talks about soulmate connection. It talks about peace. It talks about extending an olive branch. It talks about taking a breath, taking it easy. Talks about prophecy. Oh my gosh, are you here? I have so many totem messengers that are flying now because the rain has stopped. So many are flying right now. The rain is heavy emotion, is a lot of, climb under my umbrella. Things are starting to fly. This one, the love that you have for this one that's standing out from the rest is being rekindled. And you're going to find yourself very happy, very excited. Very excited. And as I say that, death and transformation and rebirth flew right towards my window. So something may have felt, maybe you thought something was dead. This looks like it's decaying. This looks like a rotten tooth. And instead of pulling that tooth, getting rid of it, tossing it, trashing it, junking it, getting something different, something else beautiful is emerging from it, from this difficulty, from this decay, from this awful place, from this death, becomes a transformation, and the rebirth is beautiful. And you're going to start reflecting only on the positive memories, really. You're not going to spend any time focusing on this. If you have this sitting there, if you've got this in front of you, you're not going to focus on this. You're focusing on the beauty of that incredible crystal. And you're going to realize that I can forget about this. I'm going to let this go. I'm going to let this drop away. I'm going to keep that. That's what I put in my ring. And you know what? It did pick up a little bit of the darkness with it. It's got it in there, right? Just like my beautiful ring. I love my ring. I wouldn't trade it away. I wouldn't give it to anyone. I love this ring. I bought it for myself, and I couldn't afford it at the time. I thought I couldn't. But I was worthy of it, and I did. That's another message for you. You may think you're not worthy of something because you come from this, or because this has happened. And Spirit says, no, you are. Or maybe you're not allowing yourself to have this. Maybe you're not allowing yourself to spend the time, effort, energy, money, whatever it is, on this. But you're going to forget the negativity. Today, it's been nothing but positive memories for me, beautiful memories. Focus on that. That's another thing. Focus on the happiness. Don't focus on the negativity. Let that fall away. You're not covering it up. You can see it. I want to see it. I don't want you to tell me. Don't tell me a lie. Don't tell me what you think I want to hear. You think I'm not going to figure it out? Don't. And usually when I ask you a question, I generally know the answer. So you're not going to try and hide this. You're going to be honest. But what's going to stand out is this, right? And being honest makes that stand out even more. So sometimes it's very, very upsetting. Sometimes it's dark and stormy and tumultuous. And other times it's beautiful and blissful and bright and happy. This speaks about passion, love, and precious memories. I've had memories of my grandmother's house. I've had memories of ice skating on the park, frozen over in Central Park. I've had memories of my soul family in Wisconsin. I've had all kinds of memories. They're all good. They're all good. I haven't been thinking negative memories. Don't focus on the negative. Why are you focusing on this anyway? You're not supposed to take from that. Wow, listen to that. You're not supposed to take from that. Don't focus on the darkness. You're not supposed to take from that. You're focusing on the positive. And these rings are all healing. These rings are all raw, natural, organic. These are not polished. These are not processed. And they're very simple. They're simple. That's why I love them. I wanted to put these in and I'm going to. I wanted to put these in Christmas cards for the ones that I'm sending off to that I can't be with. And it's very simple. And even if it's a man, you can fit that on your pinky finger if you're a guy, right? So I guess that's going to a guy. That one stays. These two go. Okay. So, is it this one? Invest in your spirit. It's a worthy investment. The last message was clean up your garden, clean up your own yard, right? Don't be worrying about what's in somebody else's garden. Clean up your own. And any time and effort that you invest into something, you've got a little, these are little saplings, right? At first he went in and he got this little tiny twig and he planted it. And then he took care of it. He made sure there was no weeds choking it out. He made sure it got sufficient amount of water and a sufficient amount of light, right? And he's watched them grow. He's watched himself grow. She's watched herself grow. If you invest in love, you put a little bit in and you cultivate it and you baby it and you watch over it and you make sure that it doesn't get too much water, that it's protected from the harsh elements, that love is going to grow. So Spirit says this is a very wise investment for you. The number is 45, what might be a message for somebody in itself. The number 4 says that you are completely guided and protected and loved by the angels. They're all around you at this time. 5 says that a significant change is occurring in your life at this time. It'd be a good idea to call upon Spirit to help you with these changes, because changes aren't always easy. Oftentimes they're quite difficult. So this discourages wasting your time and encourages investing your time on yourself, on love, on Spirit. It's not wasteful to do that. This is about self-care. This is about taking the morning off and not working. This is about giving yourself more time. This is about working in nature. This is about how healing working outside in the elements is. Gardening. This is therapy. This is instead of alcohol, instead of a drug, go work in your garden. Right? This is extremely healing. It brings peace of mind. It brings a sense of happiness and feeling good about yourself, right? It brings abundance. It brings beauty. You're investing not only on your garden that you're growing here, but you're investing in yourself, health-wise. We're looking at this in both ways. Be this in love, be this in your spiritual self, right? Invest in your spiritual self. Take time for meditation. Take time to think about the things that are actually quite important, more important than the material world. Take time to pay attention to what you have outside around you. Take time to go in to nature and experience it and get your hands on it. Get yourself grounded and feeling more secure and a part of everything by getting your hands on it. Touch the ground, touch a tree. Put your hands in soil. It lifts your vibration. Take a class. Invest in your spirit. Learn something. I'm learning something with this trailer, right? It's you would think I'm just working on a trailer. What does that have to do with spirituality? Everything. Because everything that is happening, everything I'm doing, everything I'm learning has to do with my own self, my own life in so many different ways. It's teaching a lot. It's teaching cooperation, right? It's teaching community spirit. It's teaching I can do whatever I freaking set my mind to, and I'm not doing it by myself, that I'll get the help that I need. Whatever you need is here for you. This says that Spirit is, when you invest in yourself, Spirit invests in you, right? Time, energy, support, strength, whatever you need, it's going to happen. And this is, again, telling you how worthy you are. Right? What was our, it was gold, right? Okay, correct for neutrality, worthy. All right, I like that. I like that a lot. Correct for neutrality on all levels. Our message is out. It's already out. It's already lying here on the desk. And it's funny, and I like that it's out. The other item that I wanted to choose that I didn't was my turquoise. Remember I said I couldn't fit it on my finger right now? There was too much pooled up emotion in my body that needed to be released. So that could be there's toxins in my body that need to be released, which could be what? Sadness, frustration, anger, misunderstanding, fear of any type, doubt, worry, right? that is all emotion that's pooling in my body that needs to be released. So I'm asking for that to be released. I should do a Reiki healing on myself as well. Put a little bit more, maybe I'll squeeze some lemon. I don't have lemon in my water today. Lemon helps you decalcify your third eye. It also it helps release the water that's collecting in your body. I've probably had too much salt because often when we have colder weather, we start eating comfort food that has a lot of salt in it generally, because we're doing quick, warm things, right? The item that we're working with next is going to be, I guess, Moldavite. So Ganesh, the obstacle remover, is who we're working with, which I love. And right now, I'm not wearing the obstacle remover, so I'm not working on my trailer. I am wearing the obstacle remover. This marcasite is also Ganesh. Unfortunately, I only have so many fingers, so I have to trade. So today, while I'm not doing anything like manual labor, this I can wear under my gloves, right? My Moldavite is sensitive, it's delicate, and it's precious. I had another Moldavite ring, and this crystal I bought at the same store that I got. I just bought it as a crystal in the shop, and I glued it to this silver ring. Never wore this ring, it was in there, it was silver. And when I saw this, I thought, I'd like to wear this. I'd like to look at it when I'm wearing it. What can I put it on? And I found that silver ring that I kept because it was important. Sometimes you don't use everything that's important to you all the time, right? But it was time to pull it out. So I had that on my ring when I went to Wisconsin, and it was cold, crappy weather. No, I know what it was. Uncle Phil and we had to repack my suitcase a gazillion times because I had too much in my suitcase. Think about that. I was carrying too much baggage. I did. I had way too much. I packed way too much in there. And we were late for my plane because Uncle Phil didn't take the street. We got confused. There was confusion. It delayed us. And so I had to repack, and every time it was weighing too much. The suitcase weighed too much. I was weighed down by too much baggage. And so I had to repack. I had to take things out, and I had to huck things, and I got rid of, I had a bunch of vitamin bottles, and I thought, okay, I don't need all these plastic bottles. I didn't need all that plastic. Didn't need all that. It wasn't real anyway. It was cheap. I threw it out, poured all them into one. That saved me about 6 bottles. It gave me more room. Which it helped me repack things properly. But I was rushing, I was in a panic, and so I was digging through, and I lost 2 rings, unfortunately. Tammy Waite gave me a beautiful Tree of Life ring, but it was too big for me, that one, and it fell off. And my Moldavite went flying, it ripped off and it went flying across and probably got swept up and thrown away. So what was interesting about that Moldavite piece that went away was it was also in the shape of Ganesh. I don't know how I find these. Spirit obviously guides me to them. This one is the same thing, but bigger. Now, that makes me think of the meme that everyone has seen of, they call him Jesus, the Lord, the Father, Spirit, whatever. He's standing there, and he says to this little girl that's holding on to this beat-up, battered teddy bear, give that to me. And she's saying, no, Lord, I love it. She doesn't want to give it up. And he's saying, trust me. Behind his back is a huge, brand new bear. And I posted that. What Spirit wants to give you is bigger and better than what you're holding on to. You're holding on to something that's ripped up, beat up, battered, and bruised. I know that you love it. It's been with me since I was little. Yeah, it's been with you since you were little, but it's not working for you anymore. It could be a thought. It could be a belief. It could be somebody in your life that's actually no longer there. It could be somebody or a relationship that's not good for you. You're being asked to give up something that is not at its peak. It could be, and this is what I said. Now, hold on to that thought. I had somebody post and they said, I don't think that's fair. Why should she give up something or someone that she loves? She loves that. It doesn't matter to her that it's got one eye missing, that the ears torn, that it's worn out. She loves that one. That one has been with her from the beginning. Why should she give that up? I don't think that's right. And I said, it's the way you're looking at it. It's perception. You're holding on to this one that you love so much, or this, I'm saying it in the form of a person because of the fact that we got the love that you had for someone is being rekindled. You're holding on to this one that had the shit kicked out of it. It was ripped up, battered, bruised, like my sexy beast, right? Things were rotted inside of it. They were falling apart. But you loved it. You were loyal and devout, and you were not giving up on that. You're not going to let somebody take that away from you. You're not going to walk away. I'm holding on to you. But what Spirit has behind your back was, you don't realize that while that person was not, you held on to that person, or maybe even that person in life, physical life. I don't want to let go of this. My mom or my dad or my sister, my cousin, my brother. They're dying, right? I don't want to let them go. Or they've died, they've gone, and I don't want to let go. I'm holding on to that grief. I'm holding on to that sadness. I'm holding on to that loss of a relationship. I'm holding on to the sadness that I got fired from that job. I put so much into that. I paid $2,400 for that trailer. I did. It's all rotted, and I'm not giving up on it. No, because I'm going to rebuild it. But what Spirit's saying is maybe that job that you put so much into, it's not in your highest good, and they've got something way better for you. Or maybe that person that was falling apart, they were old, they were with you from the beginning. They loved you. But now they love you bigger. Now they're with you every single day, and they're stronger, and they have more that they can do for you because they're in spirit, and they know you physically. They know what you love. They know your strengths, your weaknesses. I've told you before, angels that have not lived on this earth don't know what we've been through. They don't know what we can take. They don't know how hard certain things are. But the ones that are ascended masters do know. So your angel that is now in spirit, remember I said that little falcon, that kestrel falcon, I felt like it was a female that was flying low. That one is very, very connected to you. She may be in spirit, but she's right there. And now that one is larger than life, right? Or maybe it is that relationship that you loved and that person you loved so much, and you're holding on to that. But that person isn't that person anymore. When that person comes back, Spirit told me, what we take away, we will either give back to you new and improved, or we'll bring you something better in return. So I'm working on that sexy beast, and I'm rebuilding what was rotten, and I'm building it strong from the bottom up. And I was told I'm not choosing this cat with a black collar. Spirit will show me, right? Turquoise. I said my turquoise didn't fit on my finger. I loved my turquoise. Remember my turquoise that I lost in this house, that ring? I said, I lost my turquoise. Bring me my turquoise back. The piece of my soul. This is my soul color. I'm wearing turquoise. It's my favorite color. Turquoise is showing up today for water elements, emotion. I am in a Pisces moon myself. And the water emotion in you, the color, any color blue is always the color of communication. It's always the color of truth. Turquoise in itself is telling you, don't be afraid to say what you need to say. It keeps coming, doesn't it? That's our last reading. Say what you need to say, that song. I've been talking to my clients about it. I've been saying it a lot lately. Say what you need to say. It's an expression that I'm using again and again and again. Somebody said to me yesterday, I quoted you today. Good. I'm quoting this again too. Say what you need to say. There's a situation in your life that's causing you concern. You're upset. You can easily resolve this problem by expressing the truth of how you feel. I'm a star boy. I'm a star boy. I'm a star boy. Yes, you are. We're working with Moldavite. You're a piece of a meteor. Star boy. That's the song playing right now. So you can resolve this situation by speaking your truth. Express the truth of how you feel. Exactly. Right? And when you're afraid to say what you need to say, because you think if I say what I need to say, it's going to cause a problem. It's going to hurt somebody's feelings. It's going to upset them. But in all reality, you don't understand that if you were just to speak your truth, it would bring a sense of relief. It needs to happen. Everybody concerned is going to be relieved if you speak this truth at this time. Because right now, people are confused. They're confused because they know that it isn't the way you're saying it is. Sometimes people allow others to believe something about themselves that isn't true. I don't like you. I don't care about you. I'm telling myself a lie. But the truth of the matter is, you really do. There is love there, right? Or whatever it is. No, I don't care. That doesn't bother me. When in fact, it really does bother me, right? I'm not happy. I don't want this. I do want this. I would rather that. Right? It's nobody else's fault if you don't speak your truth and say what you need to say. They're confused right now because they know you're not telling the truth, but they don't understand what the truth is. So it will ease your mind, and this will ease your mind. This crystal will help ease any fear regarding whatever it is that you need to say, and say clearly. It's about speaking your truth, clear communication. It brings There's silvery white crystals mixed in with this. Song right now, you said you made a dumb mistake. Your hands begin to tremble as you speak. The cigarettes on the counter, they weren't your friends, they were my mates. And my friends say, you know you love her. We know you love her. But let her go. It doesn't matter. Put the phone away. It's never easy to walk away. Let her go. That's what they're saying. Somebody said something to someone. It wasn't the truth. They were hiding something. They didn't want anyone to know something about themselves, so they told a lie. And when they told that lie, it caused a chain of events to occur that caused this person to walk away from someone they loved. It's not the fact that you kissed him yesterday. It's the feelings of betrayal that I can't seem to shake. Everyone telling me I should walk away, but I don't want to. I don't want to. But my friends say, we know you love her, but blah, 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 blah. You need to speak your truth to everyone concerned. And these little pieces of clear, white, kind of silvery crystal that are in between. Silver is always about purification. That's one of the messages to the turquoise as well. White is about coming clean. This needs to happen at this time. Water elements. Correct for neutrality on all levels. For those who chose Ganesh, the obstacle, you're choosing the obstacle remover, right? Ganesh is the obstacle remover. When Ganesh comes forward, he says, we're removing obstacles. And at this time, before, in the past, things weren't in a place where it would have been beneficial for you. You had progress that was blocked, that was thwarted. Now, this one's upset, right? Somebody may not want to tell the truth because when they find out, they're going to be so angry. But no, in reality, if you find out, if you tell the truth right now, something can change, something else can happen. Somebody else can make a different choice. And it will change the situation. You're afraid to tell because you're going to get in trouble. But Spirit is also saying that it wasn't, even though it was painful, even though it caused a delay or a change, things were not able to move forward at that time because the foundation was not strong. It was weak. It was rotted. It needed to be, there were things that needed to be rebuilt at that time. And now the time is right. So Ganesh comes forward to say whatever has thwarted your progress is going to start moving forward. And your message from Keep It Simple, Stupid, is keep dancing. Dancing means moving in harmony with another. And you see a couple on this beach. This is the water element, right? There's no tumultuous waters here. There is a moon shining on that water, and the moon always talks about things that are hidden, secrets, coming to light. The moon does illuminate things, but not like the sun. The sun needs to come forward, and that's a message in itself. The sun of someone needs to speak their truth. The sun needs to come forward. The sun also represents the divine masculine. The divine masculine needs to come forward. Everybody's blue right now. It's calm. They're all dressed in blue and they're dancing. And the light is shining. But there are things that have still remain to be cleared up. Because even though a full moon does shine light, it doesn't illuminate everything. So Spirit says that right now, Spirit is with you, and they are bringing a healing to your life. Look at the color of this meteorite. It's green. Love, healing, growth, abundance, right? Spirit's bringing that, and it's making a difference in your life right now, a healing difference. It's focusing on healing. It talks about dancing with the partner in your life. The partners. Who are the partners in your life? Spirit is dancing with you. We already got that. Low-flying angels are dancing with you. Maybe this is you and the one that has gone into Spirit that you've missed so much that's made you so blue, right? But the waters are calm. It's peaceful. It could be that you and this one that you're in harmony with, you're in harmony with this person. When you're with this person, you feel calm. You feel comfortable. You feel like you're wearing a pair of faded jeans, right? You're going to be successful. You're going to grow. You're going to expand. As long as you keep moving in harmony with life, with Spirit. As long as you keep it simple. It doesn't need to go deep. It doesn't need to go big. It doesn't, you do one thing at a time. I said yesterday, did I say it yesterday or this morning? I think I might have said it this morning to somebody. It's been very complicated. My whole life has been very, very complicated. I would like things to be a little bit simple now. Not quite so much distraction, and I heard disintegration. I want, it's about building. I want calm, peaceful, simple, basic. I said when I began, it doesn't take much to make me happy. That's what I said to someone this morning. Simple things make me happy. And somebody else said something about themselves, and I know what they meant, but sometimes we say it in a depreciating way of ourselves, right? Oh, well, you know, I said it doesn't take much to make me happy. And that person said something about themselves being simple. And I said, the simple things are the best things, right? It's intelligence to keep it simple. You don't have a lot of words to say. You don't have to have a lot of words to say. You don't need a lot, right? Turn on the music, dance. That's another message, dance. Dancing is one of my favorite things. Pay attention to the music. The more you dance with spirit, the more you're led in the right direction. And the more you're shown how to keep in the proper rhythm. Oh my God. Tell your friends it was nice to meet them. I hope I never meet them again. I know it breaks your heart. Moved to the city in a broke down car. 4 years, no call. And now you're looking pretty in a hotel bar. And I just can't stop. What was I thinking? Why did I walk away? I must have been insane. Sounds like someone's coming back, right? Would make things a lot easier if somebody would speak up. So our last flame for fire element is the little light. It's a festive light. It's a happy light. It's not even necessary. This light is, it's all about love, but I give this to my cats. They don't need to have it, but it makes things more pleasant. Makes things fun. It makes them feel loved, and it makes me feel good. It makes me feel like they're not alone in the dark, right? Even if it's not a big bright light, it's a loving light. It's passion. It's purpose. It's pay attention to me. You look as good as the day I met you. I forget just why I left you. I must have been insane. That's interesting. Correct for neutrality on all levels. For those who chose the red light, whoa. Tumbled stones, rainbow healing. I like the fact that they're tumbled stones. These are tumbled stones, right? Tumbled stones. I think about, there's a lake in Montana, and the whole bottom of the lake is filled with those. There's a beach in Michigan that has stones like this. I got Uncle Phil a present for Christmas, and it's a very special stone from a beach in Michigan. And it talks about, we saw a rainbow. When we started this reading, we saw a rainbow. When we have a rainbow come out, the rainbow talks about a promise that God gave, that he was never going to cause that destruction to happen again, right? He got angry, and he had to eliminate all the corruption and the filth and what that was there. It was awful. He eradicated it. But he said, I will never do that again. I will never wipe out on such a large scale. The animals didn't deserve to die. They didn't deserve to die. Not every single human on the earth probably deserved to die. So sometimes we wipe out everything thinking that we'd be better off just to start over new. But I'm not wiping out everything in my little sexy beast. That little sexy beast is for me. And I am taking apart the pieces that are weakened, that are rotted, that are toxic, because there was black mold in there too. Taking that away, because it'll spread. It's like a cancer, right? Could be something in your body. You don't freaking destroy the person, you cut the cancer away. So tumbled stones, Rainbow says, not only that, this won't happen again. We've done it. We've done the hard stuff. It's a promise of good things also to come after a storm. That's why when the rainbow comes out. So the rainbow healing talks about a new beginning, a new way of you looking at things around yourself, of life in general, of people, of situations. It talks about your dreams, how they're being infused by multiple colors, multiple ways of looking at things. Spirit wants you to relax whatever you've been worried about, and they want you to surrender, which is what Pat was told, which, when we did the reading, right? Surrender it now. Here's your step, you do this, And then you surrender. Do you know the song that's playing right now? Umbrella. You'll still be my star, even if you feel you fell to the earth. Because in the dark, we don't see shiny cars. And that's when you need me there. With you, I'll always share. We'll shine together. I'll be here forever. Always be a friend. Took an oath, gonna stick it out to the end. Now that it's raining more than ever, climb under my umbrella. That's what Spirit says, right? The umbrella, that's the umbrella, that beautiful umbrella. And this one is saying to someone else too, climb under my umbrella. I said I'd be your friend to the end. I took an oath. I said I would stick it out to the end, and I'm here. I'm not scrapping that beast. I know what needs to be exposed. And if there are things in there that still need to be exposed, there's a little bit more that I haven't seen yet, it needs to be exposed. And when it is, we'll deal with it. And we'll rebuild it stronger. Right? That's what this song is telling you. That's what Spirit is telling you. There are things that'll come in between, but you're part of my entity. Here for infinity. And when the world has dealt its cards, when the world has taken its parts, carved out of you, together we'll mend your heart. Because when the sun shines, we'll shine together. I told you I'd be here forever. I took an oath. I said I'd be your friend, and I'm going to stick it out to the end. Now that it's raining more than ever, we'll still have each other. You can climb under my umbrella. So, if this isn't between you and a person, this is between you and Spirit. And Spirit says, surrender. We've got your back. We got you. They're telling you through this beautiful, all of these multifaceted, multicolored stones, that there's love and healing that wants to occur. And we want you to allow this to occur. Relax, surrender. Others are going to be drawn towards you. When you send out, when you stand in a place of receptivity and you're sending out and accepting love, it comes back. This is telling you that people are going to come to you for advice. Because why? Because you've had the shit kicked out of you and you stood. You may have had to crawl across on your knees and maybe you got knocked flat on your ass, but you kept getting back up again and you are rebuilding yourself. You're not down for the count. Makes me think of that song Rise by Katy Perry. When the vultures are circling at the gate again and they're saying, you're down, I will rise. You watch me rise, right? This is what is happening here. People are going to come to you because you're a beacon of light for other people. Other people, you're a real person who's gone through real stuff. You've seen the shitstorms and you've been hit by them just like everybody else. You're not professing to be untouchable. You're not professing to be perfect. You're tumbled. You were tumbled. And it brought out all the color in you. And now you have got advice to give to others and you've got experience and you can help others. And you are also making yourself more approachable, right? You're not standing up there on a pulpit, preaching at people, putting on a fake exterior while inside all this rotten stuff is falling apart. Why not expose yourself and make yourself like everyone else? Just like one of us. We all work together, right? Don't put yourself above anybody else. People are going to come to you because of your wisdom, because of what you've been through, and because that you're loving and you're shining. This is beautiful. You're a natural born healer. And the way you heal is through love. And you don't give up. You don't give up. I looked up and suddenly the sky erupts. Rain on the trees and falling leaves. The final fire. I was so deep in love. When I dream of dying, I've never felt so loved. I've been having dreams. Jumping on a trampoline. 2. I've been having dreams. Okay, I wanted this to happen. Fire turned to ice, pushing away my paradise. Honey, I'm only hearing certain words. When I dream of... I gotta hear this. Trampoline lyrics. There's something I'm not hearing. See? There's something I'm not hearing. which I need to hear. I'm asking to hear it. Spirit says there's something that needs to be said, right? I've been having dreams jumping on a trampoline. I never land. I just float there. Spirit wants us to get grounded, right? Come back to earth. I'm looking up in the sky. Suddenly the sky erupts. Flames alight the trees, and it spreads to the falling leaves, and now they're right upon me. Wait, if I'm on fire, how am I so deep in love? When I dream of dying, I never felt so loved. I've been having dreams, splashing in the summer stream, trip and fall in. I wanted it to happen. Trip and fall in love, right? My body turns to ice. Ooh, crushing weight of paradise. Solid block of gold lying in the cold. I feel I'm at home. It's comfortable. I'm pushing it away. I don't want that. But if I'm on fire, how am I so deep in love? When I dream of dying, I've never felt so loved. I've never felt so loved. Wait, if I'm on fire, how am I so deep in love? I've never felt so loved. Somebody pushed away. Somebody got scared and they pushed away this flame and it turned to ice. But they're falling and they want it. And right now, your message is there's one upside down and one upright. Upright is talk to God, and look at the number 11. It's a divine number. Talk to Spirit. You're sitting on a grass. The grass is healing. It's growth. You're solid. You're in prayer position. You're in meditation pose, right? You're relaxed. You're seeking advice from all of the star seeds that came before and the ones that are here as well. You're asking Spirit for help. Right now, listen to music is upside down. When 6 years ago, I had a dream, and the love of my life was upside down in a hedge. I came across that hedge too. It was a prickly hedge. I didn't know how to find my way through it. I saw that there were pathways underneath where people had gone before and animals, but I couldn't find anything big enough for me to get through. So I was searching for a spot. How can I get through that? It was a solid obstacle. Ganesh, the obstacle remover. And then I felt this fear, overcoming terror, like that. Fire, it turned to ice, right? Terrified. I looked and I saw my twin upside down in this hedge. He couldn't move. He was petrified. 2 branches, one at the top, one at the bottom, holding on to him. And I knew that if I just snipped that branch and that branch, he would be free. Why was he so terrified? I felt calm at the time, but I felt his fear, absolute terror. And at the same time, I heard this beautiful music playing, and I saw an angel standing right next to him. He had been guided the whole time. There was an angel playing that beautiful music. But right now, you're not listening to that music. It's upside down. That's that same shape. Look at it there. There, it's a table. But when it's there, it's a harp. Where did I say I saw the harp? Yesterday, I spoke about an animal. Or in the last reading, I said there was a harp. I've got to go back and listen to the last reading I posted. I was looking at a picture, one of the pictures from the love. It was from, I wonder if I can find it right away. Go back to what you love, is what I was just shown. It was in the Whispers of Love. It was the couple that was on the boat. And I saw that harp. And I said, correct for neutrality. Show it to me. Here it is. No, that's not it. You say that we're friends, but friends don't know the way you taste. Somebody's denying the truth to other people. Remember, you're supposed to speak your truth because at present others are confused. They know what you're saying isn't the truth. So this is the one that I saw. The full moon, and the ship is moving across the water, and there's a lion at the helm. Now, the lion is wearing a harp as a headdress. This lion is in spirit. Now, when I first think of that, I think of Jesus, Master Jesus, as the lion. But somebody is being guided. Somebody in your life, represented as a lion, is spiritually guiding this. The lion is represented, means courage, compassion. This one works with Archangel Ariel, which is the angel of abundance, and animals and music. That angel, she's right there, playing that music, and there's that musical instrument. Isn't that interesting? The table upside down is a harp. When you were hanging upside down, you saw a table, but it wasn't just a table. It was a harp playing there, beautiful music. Spirit's asking for you to listen to the music. The number is 19, 1. Elevate your thoughts. Keep your thoughts positive. 9, you've got everything you need, light worker, in order to move forward on your spiritually illuminated path. Stop procrastinating. You're procrastinating moving forward in regards to something. If you look at this in the upright, if you look at this up, everyone's falling down. Everyone's going to fall, right? The music's going to fall, the guy's going to fall, the animals are going to fall. But when you go upright, you've got an audience. Somebody's listening to you. You're thinking they're not listening to you. You've got an audience. You've got 4 little mice all lined up. You've got a cat and a dog. Cat talks about balance. Mice talks about paying attention to the details, noticing every little thing. Dog talks about loyalty, protection, devotion. And the cat also is spirit. They're all paying attention to this one who is singing, speaking along to the music that is playing, the music that they're hearing from spirit. I said, yes, the last reading I had ringing in my ear, right? This is a phonograph. This guy is powering it himself. He is making the music. He is singing the music. He is projecting this. And your message from song right now, I promise, anything you need, I'll bring it to you. Who's the fairest? And when you look in that mirror, who's the fairest? Is it you? Is it me? It's us. If you say it's us, I'll agree. Jump in the Cadillac, girl. Let's put some miles on it. You deserve it, baby. And I'm going to give it to you. Somebody wants that. Nobody's saying it, but somebody wants that. I'm looking at these ones all lined up and thinking about the first message, which was the tumbled stones. Somebody got tumbled, right? But there's a healing that's taken place. And it talks about how others are going to come to you and they're going to listen to you. Look, they're already listening to you. You might not understand that they are. Maybe at that time, they weren't. Maybe you needed to go through what you experienced in order to gain the experience and the knowledge and change yourself and allow yourself to learn how to be a proper teacher where you would have a receptive audience. Look what's wrapped around this one. Pink, which is love. When you speak in a way that's loving, when you shine love out towards you, you bring love back towards you, right? Look at the gold. You're worth it. What you have to say is worthy. It's worth listening to. And so speak your truth. What you have to say is worth listening to. You have a receptive audience. It's time to move forward. Stop procrastinating. Wow, I like that. Correct for neutrality. This one that's singing this song, he's saying, the things that you like, it's what I like. And I'm going to bring it all to you. Somebody's realized, dude, you're the one I want. You're like me. Go get it. Someone's coming fast across the water. Someone's flying. And somebody's been asked, somebody's had their prayers answered. Somebody's asking God for help. And you're being told to relax. Peaceful, blue, right? Relax. Communicate. You're being told to communicate. That's what God's saying. You're talking to God. How do I handle this? What do I do here? Communicate. Speak your truth. If you are somebody who has got a receptive audience, like this is my channel, right? This is my platform. This is the work that Spirit asked for me to do. And it doesn't matter to me how many people hear these messages. The ones that are meant to hear it are going to hear it. I'm supposed to speak, so I'm doing that. This is the longest reading on the face of the earth. It's almost 2 hours. This is stop talking to your ego. Stop talking to what your mind is telling you and start speaking to Spirit, right? Start asking for Spirit's advice and converse with Spirit, which means it's not all about talking. It's about listening. It's about staying in a place of receptivity. So you got to get to your quiet place, right? You got to get to what your heart is saying, and you need to say to your ego, I have nothing to say to you, and I don't want to hear anything you have to say. Whenever it starts feeling bad, it's not something I want to hear. I want to hear the loving thoughts. I want to hear the real, authentic, truthful thoughts, the thoughts that are consistent. The same messages that keep moving forward consistently are the ones that I am listening to, because I know that's Spirit. Spirit is loving you. If something else is going on, like you don't deserve this, someone telling you that, or that what you are asking for is wrong, Spirit is saying, you are loved. And whoever's saying something different to you, which is probably your ego mind telling you that, stop talking to it. Stop. So that's what I said. Here's another another thing. When I asked for information and suggestions from other people who are doing or maybe had done what I have not yet done, what I'm undertaking, the first person that said, chuck it, it's too much involved, that's not what I asked. So it's about clear communication, and it's also about answering back that. That's not what I asked. Thanks for, your opinion, but what I asked for is constructive advice about rebuilding this. I didn't say, should I throw it away? That wasn't a question I asked. I was quite clear and detailed about what I asked. Someone wasn't listening to what I asked, right? Spirit listens to what we ask. So it's also telling us to be clear. With my landlord, when he wasn't getting through to this person, it's not about being passive aggressive. It's about being direct and taking an authoritative stance and speaking clear, logical, simple truth. I paid for this. It doesn't work. It's your responsibility to come back and repair this. Thank you. Surrender it. Let it go. If you need to take a step after that, you'll be guided. All right, that's it, you guys. This is the longest reading, and I gotta go. I'm starving. Haven't even had breakfast. It's 1:55 is the amount of time into this reading. So I know this has been invaluable for me. It was a great way for me to spend the last couple hours. I liked it. It was great. I don't know if you guys have to take it in sections. I guess you take it in sections. Otherwise, consider it a movie night, right? Get your popcorn. That's what I've had friends say to me. My husband and I get our popcorn and our drinks, and we get our comfy jammies on, and we sit down and we listen. And then my other girlfriend, Amy, she says she listens to my readings before she goes to sleep at night because she has night terrors. She's afraid to go to sleep at night, and she says your voice calms me. It helps me go to sleep. And I always learn something, because when we go to sleep, our ego is asleep. Our subconscious mind comes now, and so we have now removed the block, says Ganesh, right? So that's also a good way to do it. I've fallen asleep listening to my own readings and heard things and had them impressed upon my mind, and they worked their way into my dreams to show me something that I needed to see. It worked out well. So if anybody would like to delve deeper into their own personal situation, because we can get very, very specific about who, what, and how, and where, and whatever it is Spirit wants to direct us into doing. My website is www.theangelswhisper.com. My email address is sherrycolumbus@yahoo.com. I love your comments that you guys leave, so please do that. If you liked the video, click like. If you would like to be notified of these videos, click all when you do subscribe, and you'll be notified. All right, guys, have a great day. Keep looking forward. Even if you're going uphill, keep it simple. Only carry what you need to. You don't have to know what's around the corner. You just know that you're going to be equipped. All right, love you guys.